Hello and welcome to another video. Really pleased that you're here and thanks so much for watching in advance. But I also wanted to say thank you very much to subscribers to be, and new subscribers in particular. Over the last month there have been lots of subscribers to the channel. I really do appreciate it, and it really does encourage me to make more content, and just tells me that what I'm doing is useful, which I hope it is. So thank you ever so much for watching. So without further ado, let me get on to today's video. So if you were interested in Amla and you would like to know how to make Amla oil, this is the finished product, and today I'm going to show you how to make this. But why? Why would you like to have Amla? Why should you use it in your hair and particularly in your locks? Well, there are quite a few reasons, and I'm going to put this back, but I am going to show you how to make this in this video. So Amla is great for all sorts of reasons. It stimulates hair growth, it prevents hair loss, it also is great for strengthening the scalp. It's great for preventing a dry scalp and other dry scalp conditions, including dandruff. And also it's known for potentially reducing grey hair and also for reducing the speed at which the pigmentation is lost from the hair. So there are lots of many great benefits to using Amla oil. So I'm going to show you in this video how to make it step by step. So let's go and find out more. So once you've made your Amla oil, you'll want to apply it to your scalp, and you could potentially just dip your fingers in here, dip your fingers into the jar, but you'd really want to preserve this oil as much as possible by not introducing anything that may be on your fingers into the oil. So you want to keep it as clean as possible without putting anything in there. So often what I'll do is when I'm applying the oil, I decant some of it into a little jar. So I've got this little jar here that I use, and you may be able to see the oil in here. So I decant it into this little jar, and then I dip my finger in, and then I apply it to my scalp. So I do it that way. So that's one way that you could do it. But if you are of the mind of not dipping your fingers into the oil, that's good too. Get hold of one of these little jars. They're great because they've got a little dropper top, which is perfect for dipping into the oil. So you just screw off the top, and then you've got this little dropper here, and I'll show you exactly what to do. So you just dip it in here. Let's just get enough. Aha, there we go. So you've got this little dropper and you've got your oil there. So then you could either drop it, so actually there you can see what the oil's like. So you could either drop it onto your fingertips like that, and then you could use that and then put it into your scalp. And that just means that you won't put your fingers in direct contact with the main body of oil, which will help to preserve it for longer. So that particular oil, I made that back in November, and I've made it before and kept it for up to a year. So if you keep it in a jar like that, a mason jar, which has got the double lid, let me just get the grease off my hands, but a double lid, so I'll just show you. So you can see, if I can get the lid off, the two-part lid. So that's a nice suction, so that's part one, and this is part two of the lid. So once you put that on, and then keep it locked together. Store your oil in a jar like this to preserve the life of the oil. Keep it in a dark place, and you'll see that your oil will be this sort of colour, and To get maximum use, if you spent the time making this oil, so you want it to last as much as possible, so store it somewhere dark in this type of jar because it's nice and airtight. But alternatively, you could use a different type of jar like this, which is a dark jar, and it blocks in the region of 97% of UVA rays, so it's perfect. If you haven't got one, that's no problem, but I'll put all the links in the description so you can pick and choose the ones that you like. And just like the other jar, this has a 2-lid arrangement. So you've got this bit, which is the suction element, which goes on. Nearly lost it there. And then you've got this part of the lid. And then you put that on, if you can, and that seals it nice and airtight so that it's like that. And yeah, so I'll put the links in the description to this type of jar, but if you haven't got this type, that's fine. So these are the jars to use to preserve the life of your oils. So this is the Amla powder, and these are the implements that you'll need. You'll need a measuring cup. Half a cup would be good. You'll also need a little jar with a pouring spout, some mixing implements, and a tablespoon measure. These are what you'll need to make the Amla oil. And here are all of the things that you need to add to the Amla powder to make the Amla oil. So firstly we have horsetail, peppermint essential oil, rosemary essential oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil, jojoba oil, sweet almond oil, and vitamin E. And in the jug, what I've done is I've soaked overnight 1 tablespoon of fenugreek seeds in half a cup of olive oil, and I'm just straining that out there. Fenugreek has some very great benefits for the hair, as do all of these oils that we've used. So I'll run through the oils. So it's half a cup each of the remaining oils. So half a cup of jojoba, half a cup of grapeseed oil, half a cup of sweet almond oil, and of course the half cup of olive oil, which had the fenugreek seeds in, plus 2 tablespoons of vitamin E. I'll run through the benefits of each of these oils. So jojoba oil is rich in vitamins and minerals, and all of these nourish and strengthen the hair. Grapeseed oil's properties include adding strength and shine to the hair, and it's great for moisture. Sweet almond oil is rich in magnesium, calcium and zinc, and it promotes healthy hair and reduces dryness and helps to reduce hair loss. And olive oil, this is actually extra virgin olive oil, deeply nourishes and rejuvenates the hair and repairs damage. And vitamin E oil supports a healthy scalp, and it assists with hair growth. It's also great to add to your oil mixtures because it helps to preserve the shelf life of the oil. And finally, horsetail, which helps to promote healthy hair by improving blood circulation, and it contains silica, which strengthens the hair. And I'm adding a couple of essential oils, so 10 drops of rosemary essential oil and 10 drops of peppermint essential oil. And these oils are great for promoting hair growth and strength, and they'll also add a scent to the mixture. So add all of those ingredients together to your Amla powder and stir. And give the mixture a good stir until all of the little lumps of Amla powder have been nicely mixed, and you'll see there that there will be the horsetail floating on top, but don't worry about it, just seal it all in and let it sit for a good month. And this is the infusion method. So I actually left it for a couple of months, but in the meantime I used some previous Amla oil that I'd made. And once you open it, this is what it will look like. So you'll need a wide mouthed jar, and you'll also need some muslin cloth. Tie that round the jar held with elastic, and then just pour it through. The reason we do this is to ensure that we don't get the amla powder in the oil, because that sediment, as you can see in the picture, that could settle and get trapped in the locks. So we just want the oil, we don't want the horsetail or the amla powder. And actually partway through I realised that some of the sediment was coming through, so I did another wrap of the muslin cloth and then just held that with some elastic. So continue pouring, and as you can see, as we get closer to the bottom of the jar, there's more of the sediment. But just pour it, try to get as much of the oil as you possibly can, and then that's what it looks like. But on closer inspection I could see that there was a little bit of the sediment that had got through, so I decided to just give it another strain. So I got myself a sieve and a clean knee-high stocking and just poured it through again. So it all depends really. If the sediment's disturbed, then it may come through, and there's no harm in straining it again just to get rid of that, so that you're just left with the pure oil. And as you can see here, the oil is a lot clearer, and it's perfect for decanting into a jar ready for use. Thanks ever so much for watching the video. I really hope that you found it useful. So please do send me, drop in the comments your comments, and if you've got any questions as well, that would be great. And just let me know how you get on if you do try the Amla oil. And also, I am, as some of you may know, I'm in the process of doing my own little experiments with Amla oil, just to test out the claims that it can prevent or reduce grey hair. So I will be feeding back the results. This is a 6-month-long experiment, and I really wanted to make as much use as possible of it, to really demonstrate that by doing it over a longer period of time, as opposed to just doing it for a couple of weeks and saying, well, these are my results. So please stay tuned. This is coming, this new video, but in the meantime, let me know how you've got on with making the Amla oil if you decide to make it. And thanks for watching, and until the next time, see you in the next video.